Hello, class, and welcome to our ninth lecture series on microeconomics. And I'm your instructor, Jamal Haider. Okay, a quick review. We were having our midterm. Before midterm, we started the chapter number 13. Yeah, I think 14. Yeah, the competition. So let's take a review. A competition means, or perfect competition means, there are a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers in the market. The goods are largely the same. They are identical products. And the third one is firms can enter the market without any barrier, which means there is a free entry and exit. Because there are many buyers and many firms, nobody controls the price. It means both sellers and buyers, they are called price takers. And then we talk about the revenue of the competitive firm. And we found out that in perfect competition, average revenue is equal to marginal revenue is equal to price. It means the market price is equal to the average revenue, and the market price also is equal to the marginal revenue. And then we discussed that whenever the word perfectly competitive market comes to your mind, its revenue structure going to be the average revenue is equal to marginal revenue is equal to market price. And then we talk about what is the profit maximization point for the competitive firm. So we talked about that, where we find out the grid, the highest profit, that would be the maximum profit point. Thanks to the economists, they found out that in any market, the profit maximum is going to be on a condition where MC is equal to MR. Marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. And then we talk about the profit maximum quantity, and then we have discussion from our last lecture that whenever marginal revenue is greater than the marginal cost, increase production. Okay, let me have some curves review as well. So here we go. This is average total cost. This is MC. Okay, in perfectly competitive market price, nobody controls the price, so the price line is like a straight horizontal line, P. In perfectly competitive market, price is equal to AR is equal to MR. So this line is the price line, this line is also the AR, and this line also is the MR, right? Because of this condition. So what is the profit maximum? Condition is MC is equal to MR. So MC is equal to MR, where this is the MC and this is the MR. This point. MC is equal to MR. And why we chose this point? Because we want to find out the quantity. And we call this quantity Q max. And why we call this Q max? Because producing this quantity will lead us maximum profit. So what is the cost of this producing this quantity? It is on, wow, here we are. Sorry guys, I need to draw again. We just talk about, let me just draw quickly. We talked that this point is Okay, why we choose this point? To get the maximum profit, but to find out Qmax quantity. So what is the cost of producing Qmax? It's on the cost line. What is cost? Cost is every total cost. Here we go. So it means this is gonna be the average total cost of producing this quantity, right? And this is the market price. And then we find out that what is the profit? Profit is this rectangular shape. So there are some managerial implications we all also talked about. That is, whenever MR greater than MC, where is that condition? This condition, for example, MR greater than MC, if we are here. Sorry. Yes. Produce more. When MR is greater than MC, we see if we are producing here, this is our MR and this is our MC. You clearly see that MR greater than MC. It means we still can increase our profit by producing more. So the tagline is that increase the production, increase quantity. And when MR is less than MC, if we see, if we are on the right side here, you see MC is greater, MR is less. So when MR is less than MC, reduce the production. Why? Because if we reduce the production, we would be producing maximization profit quantity, and our profit will be maximum. So that's the point that we are reviewing here, that when MR greater than MC, increase the production. When MR less than MC, decrease the production. And when MR exactly equal to the MC, it means the profit is maximum. So I also gave you the hint that revenue greater than cost, it means increase the production. Revenue less than cost, it means decrease the production. That is just for your hint. And then we talk about the competitive supply, which means the supply curve in competitive market. So we talked about that there is a curve that can be used as a proxy for supply curve. And we discussed that would be the marginal cost. Why is that? Because it not exactly, it fulfills the requirement for law of supply. What is the law of supply? When price rises, quantity also rises. So if you see that, if the cost rises, quantity also rises, right? If we make this a price line here, so if this is P is equal to AR is equal to MR, that also rises, right? At every point, it is rising. So we did talk about that MC can be used as a supply curve. But which part of MC? So nobody wants to produce less than, or nobody wants to sell below their average total cost. And then we talk about that. The marginal cost curve is equal to the supply curve, but which part? Which is above average total cost. And then we talked about, wait a second, here we go. And then we talked about the long run and short run. So let's discuss it one more time. So, because the firm's marginal cost curve determines the quantity of goods that the firm is willing to supply at every price, the marginal cost is also the firm's supply curve. And which firm? That is operating in competitive market. So then we discuss about the competitive firm in short run and long run. So there are two decisions that are made by the firms in short run and long run. So we talked about that. That is shut down and exit. So let's just review one more time. So till we have been analyzing the question how much a competitive firm will produce, there are certain circumstances the firm will choose to shut down, which means not to produce anything. So don't go towards the name, go towards the concept. The concept is that a shutdown is a short-run strategy, is a short-run decision process, which means not to produce anything for a specific period of time until the market conditions improve. So it means factory is there, plant is there, right? You're still paying the rent to occupy that space, but you are not producing anything. An exit is a long-run strategy, is long-run decision-making process in which you permanently leave the market. It means the factory is not there, plant is not there, you are not paying any rent, you just close down the business for good, right? And then we talk about the shutdown. We talked about that the shutdown, the firms shuts down if its total revenue is even less than total variable cost. See, right? It means if the sale price is not even covering your average variable cost, if you divide this inequality with Q, you would find out that this is the price, average price is less than average variable cost. Average price is equal to price because AR P is equal to AR is equal to MR. You can put P as well. That's just for derivation. So if the market price is not even covering your average variable cost, then you think that it's better to shut down. Why? Because producing by producing more, you will losing more money if you stay open, right? So then we can see that the curve is like that. Okay, let me just put for you guys. Here we go. Then which part of MC belongs to the supply curve? Remember, the condition for shutdown is price must be less than average variable cost, right? So if the price is equal to average variable cost, there is shutdown. Answer is no. Why? Because this condition must be, hold true, and we have P is equal to average variable cost, so we stay open. If the price greater than average variable cost in this region, right? If the prices line is here, right? At this point, you see that price is greater than average. This is the average variable cost curve, right? Average variable cost. You still open. You are not shutting down your business, right? It means, let me just clear the mess here. It means that part of MC curve that is above the average variable cost, that is the firm's short-term supply curve. So if the question arises in the final that